Hi, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well today. I have been talking about efficiency, effectiveness in my last two videos. So today I'm going to talk about another principle that is within the same family, and that's on productivity. So we often hear be efficient, be effective, be productive. So let me start off with a quote. It is not enough to be busy. The question is, what are we busy about? It is not enough to be busy. The question is, what are we busy about? And this quote is by Henry David Thoreau. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. But, anyways, so it is absolutely pointless to become too occupied with activities that will produce that, or I should say, that will not produce meaningful results. Productivity is your balance between quantity and quality of work. So we want to be more productive. I'll share some tips which are similar to the other videos that I've recorded before. So if you've been watching that, then you will be familiar with some of these tips because they're similar concepts. So what's my number one? My number one, of course, is to set your clear goals, right? Establishing clear and achievable goals is crucial for productivity. So, you know what you're working towards, then it's easier for you to focus your efforts and measure your progress, right? So, you can break down your larger goals into smaller goals or manageable tasks that will prevent you from feeling overwhelmed. And then you probably know the next one, what that will be: prioritizing, right? So you prioritize your tasks, and I'm not gonna get too deep into this because I've mentioned on several occasions about the importance of prioritization. And I've also mentioned about the Eisenhower matrix. So I'm not gonna go too deep into that this time either. But essentially, when you have your set goals and you prioritize, this is going to help you to reduce time spent on trivial activities. The next thing to do is to limit distraction. Yes, limit distraction. Minimize interruptions by creating a sort of environment that supports focus. You could set up specific time frames for checking your emails and messages. You can use noise canceling headphones. You could create a dedicated workspace that is going to allow others to realize that you are occupied at the moment, right? Or you don't have time to engage in other activities at the moment. So, whatever you can do to limit your distraction is going to go a long way in being productive. Use time management techniques. So, I talk about time management before as well. There is a strategy that I want to introduce to you today. It's called the Pomodoro technique, right? And this is all about setting aside some time to focus. Probably it's usually 25 minutes block that you're going to set aside to focus on working. Now, you can also refer to this as working in focus sprints, and then you have your short breaks in between. So everyone is different. Some people can only focus for a shorter period of time, so this might be helpful for these individuals. This will help you to enhance your concentration, prevent burnout. You will be able to maintain productivity throughout the day because you're working and then you're taking breaks, right? Using that time management techniques. Technology is your best friend as well, so always utilize that. There are different platform out there that you can use. I've mentioned Trello, Asana, Slack is another one. These things can help to streamline workflow and keep everyone on the same page, so then you won't waste time doing things that you don't need to be doing. You're taking your regular breaks, because I did mention that earlier, but I just want to talk about this a little bit more because sometimes we don't give ourselves enough breaks. When you're taking your regular breaks, so whether you're using a technique where you go really, really hard for 25 minutes or not, if you can go for a longer period, that's good, but always remember to take regular short breaks in between. This will improve productivity because it will give your brain time to rest and recharge. Sometimes you could go for a brief walk, maybe just get up from where you're sitting, stand up, stretch a little bit. Just a few minutes of mindfulness can increase your energy level and creativity as well. Evaluate and adjust. So, review regularly your strategy that you're using for productivity. Reflect on what is working, what isn't working. Be always open to adjusting your approach as needed. So you're staying flexible to new methods that could improve your productivity. And of course, you're going to be more efficient in the process as well as being more effective. So, those are some concepts that's very important for a lot of business. They're managing productivity, even for yourself. If you're working solo, you need to be productive in whatever you're doing, not spending a lot of time doing so many things that is not really adding value to the quality of work or the product or the service that you're providing. You want to make sure that you have that good balance between the output that you're putting out there, the quantity, so to speak, and also the quality of the work that you're putting out. That's all for now. See you in our next video. Bye.